working in the field of AI, being the creator of AI as a developer, I'm such a fortunate situation to be in the shoes of creator. How creator thinks about the world, the sociology, the environment, and it has made me realize a really important part of social construct man and woman. What I mean is that as a creator, like God is a creator who have created things, what is the psychology when he was creating things or something? Same way AI has given humans a opportunity to step in God's shoes while creating the AI, and you can feel the same problems what God or our creator who has faced while creating us. So I was thinking, what is the best AI I could create? The current AI, which you see, ChatGPT, is a very dumbed down niche version where you speak something or gives an input, it predicts the next token or next thing, or it answers a question. But if you see human brain and human body is such a different thing. It made from tiny cells, and then cells combine to become mitochondria. Mitochondria trying to become some. Then it becomes like tissue organs, and then it makes brain, and it like it's a small building block which becomes something. It becomes a leg, it's become a whole body or something like this. Same way, if you see computers are built with NAND gate, if you stack NAND gates in different way, same structure is followed, right? So I want to create a single cell, artificial cell or something like this, right? Not a chat GPT with a model which is running on a hardware, which hardware is static somewhere, but a new way of compute and intelligence which could act like cells, which could act like NAND gates and stack up. So small cubicle thing which has its own model hardware, and it could multiply itself. That kind of thing I was thinking. So in those terms, if you see, we can create those hardware cells. Think about a hexahedral or a rectangle square which can attach with other squares, right? This is imaginary situation. It's made from silicon hardware, whatever. It has its own brain, like a small tiny AI model inside it which is running. It can calculate and compute inside it, and it can attach with different kind of small what do you say, other cells like this, other cubicle kind of thing, right? Which is basically attaching to each other. Then they can attach and they could make an arm, or also they have this pulling and pushing force as well. This is a very high level science shit I'm trying to make you imagine, but I hope you understood that. Basically, these cubicles which can attach each other, and it could become a arm, leg, and it can function. And then usually, if and they can also reproduce. Like they have like a tiny, what do you say, 3D printer inside that, and somehow it build itself, and once it builds itself like a leg and arm, it goes there to consume some plastic because they need plastic and metals to create more stuff, right? Just like how human we eat food to generate cell. These robots, you can say, which is made from this small cubicles, right, build up, and they could eat metal and just like input to a 3D printer. And they can work as well, they can understand as well. They, if they, whatever, there would be some way where they could get energy. Maybe they would have a solar panel. Instead of eating food, they would have solar panel to get energy to run these circuits and everything. Or maybe just to reproduce, they will eat metals and everything, right? As I told you earlier as well. So so that was the like completion of a human being or a being kind of thing, which is made from these tiny cubicles. But the best thing which separates human intelligence with other intelligence is that we can reproduce. We can not only divide cell, but we can make smaller robots, we can make babies. And so same thing I thought, how can I think of like making babies? Already each cell has a tiny 3D printer inside it. Maybe if it is a big enough thing, this can also produce to help a baby as well, right? But problem is that either you need your body to run around and everything and be stronger and walk, jump, and do these kind of thing, even eat food. If I burden that humanoid, android, whatever you call it, uh, with also producing a baby inside it, it will be demand too much demand on a single human body. And there's so much threat outside. There could be human who would come in there, like let's say in some future human are against these bots or something like this. They're animals. There are a lot of problem which is in the world. So while they are these beings which is made from cubals are reproducing a baby, like trying to run there, they might have to squeeze all the power which they had in their body part to just the baby formation part, where there's actually they are reproducing it. They have to squeeze all the power, and then maybe that will put that robot in a very vulnerable state because it is going through the production cycle. All the energy intelligence is now actually focused on producing the baby, and maybe they cannot function well like 100% what they used to pre-baby era. So in that case the whole system becomes very vulnerable. Then I think the creator god has got the idea to create a men to protect other gender who cannot reproduce, but his whole sole goal will be to produce protect a woman who is going into such a vulnerable state, because in that time when you make baby your other system doesn't work. It kind of borrows energy from other system of the body and focuses over there. She is in the most vulnerable state. So my robot which I was describing you, the humanoid android, will go into worst condition, and we need a protector. So that's why if I was a creator, I would have created a man who would not have this capability. They would have this repair, self repair, like they would have tiny in their cubicles. They will also made from the cubicles only by combining it, and they will also regenerate more cubicles, but they don't have this baby kind of making thing, a bigger 3D printer inside their belly which is producing belly. That part what will not be there, and the energy which was actually going to the baby creation part, that can be distributed into muscle, brain power and everything. So all the energy and fuel which is going to build the uterus and everything of that man is not there now. It is because now all the power which is not going to uterus is now given to the biceps muscle, legs or brain or whatever. So they will probably become more faster, smarter and everything, right? But the if you remember, god only wanted, the creator only wanted to create female so that we can multiply. We didn't needed man. Man was only needed because there were threats outside, there were jungle outside, right? As a human being I can understand we had a very weird environment outside. We have animals outside. There are other people, maybe the other girls would be jealous and try to hit the vulnerable one. So initially if you see, there are a lot of organism which doesn't require other male partner to reproduce and produce baby. They are like, what do we say, unisexual or something like this. They can have like propagate their life without being sex with anybody. There are organisms like that. Humans could be like that, but the environment was so harsh that it will put the lady in a vulnerable state. We needed men. I hope you understand that. Same thing if I was creating this humanoid or something, this android or the bot which I'm trying to say, which is made from cubicles, I would need to necessarily create a man version of it whose goal is to not produce, but is to protect the one which is producing it. That way you can multiply. A good AI, a good human is only valuable who could do cell division and produce a baby. That way consciousness move forward, or that way things become smarter. A new version always comes out. Right now if you see ChatGPT 3, 4, 5, 6 like this, right? You need to produce babies like this and better version, then it will propagate in life. So this creator, when you put your creator hat, right, when you put your creator hat on you, on your head, you will understand why god made certain things, why god made man. And the role was totally fixed. A lot more time we fight with women. Like as you can see, as a AI creator, I thought about this and I took the nature's help and I understood why man was needed. And this totally made me realize that how initially we were together, our parents were together, there were no competition. Like when I say woman is weak, nobody was getting offended. If somebody has a strong bodyguard, that doesn't mean he's offended. It's good that he's safe. If I carry a bodyguard with me who is stronger than me and bigger than me, it doesn't mean like I have to offend, because it's good. If he's stronger than me, he will protect me better. My livelihood will go better. If I have a brother who is more richer than me, stronger than me, or I have father more stronger, richer than me, more fight, like stronger, like in everything he's better than me. I should not be jealous. They are here to protect us. And same way, men and women were made to complement each other, to protect women. Men was built to protect women, but the things we have changed around, right? I will also explain how these things got changed. We changed such a way, like we are able to fight. We are fighting in corporate. Men and women are fighting. If I call you weak, you get offended. If I call women weak, if I call myself strong, they get offended. But understand that I am only stronger because and for you only, for girls only. If men are stronger, they, because they are made to protect you. Because you will be in a vulnerable state when you're giving babies, and you need somebody by your side. And this is the same thing happened, like human also did the same thing. I remember some stories from New Zealand and Jamaica and everything. They introduced mongoose on their island, cats or possum or like rats or something, to kill snakes or to kill some other insect. But instead of that, they started hunting the engendered birds, and which was really important to protect. So their their role was to do something, but they, because of the certain nature change in nature, they just change it. Instead of protecting the things which they want to protect, they started killing the other animal. I think there was a endangered parrot in New Zealand, and they wanted to protect it, and they introduced Scott, like a mongoose kind of thing. And instead of they protecting those parrots, they started eating it, and the other organisms survived over there. So then somebody has to step in and change those things. Otherwise, those endangered species will ever be gone. And if you remember, man was only created when there was a dangerous thing outside. If woman, well, when the God was creating woman and the nature was all safe, like today we have society which is mostly safe. In that environment, he might not have needed a man, right? So whenever we build a society, we make it safer, as safer as possible. Men only makes it, but at some point, then man is not required. Then their sperm is required to make babies or something. Even at some point, that will also be not required. Human can, like organism can evolve to become like semi-sexual, whatever the term. I don't know the term, but it could get pregnant itself. There are a lot of organisms like this on this planet which do that kind of thing. So the intention was to keep us together. Somehow we made a society where we are competing with women. Women are getting offended knowing that our bodyguard is stronger than us. Nobody should offend when they have a stronger bodyguard, but their purpose is to protect you, which is better. The more stronger, which is more better. And why, I can tell you reasons why we are fighting with each other. Because we were built as protector. Our biology, our genes have this protector genes, and when you don't, then it's like I am a aimless, soulless robot out there. If man doesn't get that, if man doesn't have somebody to protect, they become like empty. Their goal is empty. Then they could go on the other side, and that is happening. We made such a safer society and everything. Now women doesn't need us. A lot of men is not required by the society, and so they are becoming rogue. They are, instead of helping women, now they are becoming the problem to women. And even I'll go one more description about that. Like there was a hierarchical protection as well. Hierarchical protection, because we also made social. It's not that man will be always by the side. There will be fathers also, there will be brothers also. There is a shared responsibility to protect women, protect female gender or something like this. And sometimes you will not be there, right? So men made this social pact. I protect you woman in somewhere. If I'm market, although she is not my woman, I will protect her. And if you get the chance and if you see my woman around, you will protect her. So we made a pact in the society that we should protect women, either it is yours or something, because a man could not be everywhere, right? And if you make that pact, every man can participate and protect the other woman, although she is not your woman or something. She is not your daughter as well, she is not your wife as well, but still we protect women, because this is a shared pact we made around the men, right? Because at some place it could be your mother, it could be your sister, and you might not be there, so other men will do the same thing, from animal, from other male or something, whatever. But this was going good until we reached a point where uh, lot of men doesn't have a family now. Lot of men doesn't have a woman to protect. Doesn't neither they have a sister, neither they have a mother, neither they have a loving relation. They know girl is like is there to love him or something like this somehow. Like, I'm not saying he is a good guy or bad guy, he deserves or not, but for certain reason they don't have it, and now they don't want to participate in the pact which man actually made it initially. They're saying, what I'm getting it, I have nobody in this life. So a single man is the most dangerous man in the society. Any guy who's not getting anything because of his character or whatever is the most dangerous one, because he has no pact in the society. He is the outlier over there. And these men are rising in the new world, right? Because we built a society where we automated stuff, where we don't really need a man, and somehow these single men are extra, and they have no duty to anybody, they have no pact. And this pact was very known, like everybody has a, like the men knew that why they are doing, why they are helping other women, even they are not sister and brother or what, like wife or something, because they knew they had a pact. But as a new generation came, right, new generation doesn't have the idea. They don't know what was the reason we are protecting every woman. I didn't knew why man has this protective nature from get go. Now I have to think like this to understand it, but not everybody is gonna understand this thing, right? They don't have this insight like this, so they doesn't know. They, although they are protecting women out there in society, but they don't know the reason. The reason was to first actually be the part of that cult or the society by bringing you women first. If I have no stake in the game, why should I fight? So the boy should always in their mind make sure you only good in the pact, you only have advantage in the pact when your woman is there in the society, when your sister is there, when your daughter is there, when your wife is there. Then if you are doing something for society is valuable. Otherwise there is no goal for you. I'm not promoting it, but this is the ideology which is there. So, like, we have wrecked, somehow we have wrecked the society where men are against women. But if you follow the the story which I told you, not a story, it's a, I think it's a very I've in my sense it's a very good analogy which I think uh, this is the probably reason we are fighting or something like this. If you can fix that, if we all men understood that we are stronger and bigger and stronger than because of a certain job, because we are here to protect, and women understood that okay, we are made weak, but we don't have to worry, we don't have to fight with our protector, our bodyguard, right? We don't have to do that. So that way we would have more peaceful. Otherwise you will become that island in New Zealand or the Jamaica where rats as a male or mongoose as a male were introduced to protect the birds, but instead of protecting bird they start eating it, and the other organism flourished, demons flourished, as you can say. Same thing happened, if you remember Game of Thrones, right? If you see, these white walkers were made to protect those children of something god or something like this, but there then they went rogue and started killing men actually. The same story, I've seen the similar example many places like that. So what is the solution for this? The solution is we need to understand we are not here for competition. We need to remind why man had a pact of protecting and provisioning other women, even though you know. I mean, to give every man. That's why I think monogamy was created in the initial first place, so that every man has some kind of part in the society, right? And that has been broken down by internet, and women became hypergamous in a lot of way. That construct has been broken through internet and dating apps and everything, and globally now everybody can travel and everything, so everybody wants the best, and best is only little bit little bit. So whole cycle has been like, there is a butterfly, what is a spiral effect which happened and ruined everything. I think we can restore back when if everyone can watch this video. So share this video to your partner who is always fighting with you. Share with this video to a friend who doesn't want to get married, or something like share with the woman who said, hey, I want to live alone or something like this. You are not made. Sometimes it's like progress is also doing bad thing. Like if the environment is too safe, you don't need man. So I think you have to you have to create that balance where man is needed in certain way. So it's like what do we say, like a sliding window problem, right? Or seesaw problem. If we make society too safe, man doesn't require, and then this man become violent. If we introduce danger in that environment, so that man is now needed and people are together and happy. So I don't know, it's like a seesaw, like a dance between two scenarios. If we make too safe and everything, man is not needed. Maybe is that a right way of evolution? Maybe that is. I don't know. Or if we introduce some kind of danger, then man is needed or something like this, then there will be equal unit or something like this. But yeah, these experiments are very controlled. I know I've done a lot of work in reinforcement learning, right? There the environment, you have to almost every time you have to amend the rules of the game to make sure, like if you see in the games, right, there is always some rules to protect people from not cheating, right? All goes into another way. Like if you play the game of soccer, cricket, or whatever, all with the time there are rules are changed so that nobody gets cheating. There's the performance should come from strength, not from the some tricky method or something like this, or they should not optimize in a wrong way. So we should always make amendments in our environment so that we grow in the right way, not the cheating, right? With democracy or election as the same thing. Instead of we choosing the our best candidate, people are getting manipulated or brainwashed with money and something not, and we are not actually honestly working in that environment which actually intended to made. I can give you example, right? A reinforcement learning example. When we create a robots inside that environment, gym environment, we wanted to robot to jump or something like this. So we made a rule over there that his leg should go up 2 meters above the ground. We made a hard rule over there. So whatever the robot will do, it will try to go the leg to 2 meter above the ground, which is a kind of good rule to make sense out of that. Then if they follow that, they will probably jump or something like this. But what happened instead of that, robot started walking on the hands. We actually, in the sense, it followed the rule, but we didn't specify that they didn't had to use hands. So then the new amendment came and there we changed, like, hey, don't hands or something. Then it started with something else. So system will always trying to find the shortcut and wrong way of doing things. You should always implement and amend the rules of the game or environment so that things work as it intended, not in the loopholes. So this is it. I hope with this video I am able to make you understand we are not here to fight. Men or women not are to fight. Men are made stronger to protect you. If they were not stronger than women to protect, then there is no need for them. And when we go to a society where there is safe and everything, men are not needed, and they go rogue. So you have to always find that balance. I think we need to have this artificial ghost out there to scare men or something like this, so that man is needed. But that is a very nihilistic solution. I will probably think about a positive solution in next video or something. So I hope you subscribe, comment, and share to those people who are always fighting men or women.